Welcome back to Medicare Bootcamp. This video is going to cover the Medicare Readiness checklist that I've created. This is going to help you so much in getting through this whole process. Basically, this is going to be half of your discussion, at least for your Medicare enrollment. We've done this so that it's just going to be easier for you. This is basic information. Of course, a good agent is going to have a little bit more discovery questions that they're going to ask to kind of go a little bit deeper and ask you, get a full picture of what's going on with you to really identify how to serve you, what your medical needs are as much as we can without being too intrusive. So it just needs to make sense by the end of the day, and this is one tool that we can use to gather information to make a really good decision. But yeah, feel free in your conversation to ask more questions, and ask for maybe the agent to go over Medicare math with you to figure out, okay, in this scenario, how much would it be under one plan versus the next, that kind of thing. Okay, let me just share this real quick. Okay, so that should be popping up now. It says Medicare Readiness Checklist. Okay, so when you put your full name here, this is what you're going to give to an agent for an enrollment. That name has to match your Social Security card. So if there is a hyphen or just a space, between if you have multiple last names or the correct spelling, not what you go by, but what's actually listed on your Social Security card. Your Medicare number, that's on your Medicare card. It's a red, white, and blue card. And it's going to have numbers and letters mixed in. It is hyphenated. There's 11 digits, which is, two more than Social Security. It looks like a Social Security number with extra digits and now letters mixed in, all jumbled. Okay, so for a plan lookup, you can just simply put in your zip code. And you could be able to see, okay, what are the plans available to you in that area? An agent can help you out with that. However, if you're talking to an agent and they need to get a scope of appointment, which is a requirement by Medicare, they may need your full name and full address to document that you've given them permission to talk about Medicare plans, and that needs to be on file before you can go into specifics. So just kind of be aware of that. A lot of people don't want to give their address right away. The other thing about that too is that you can't just have a PO box. That enrollment won't go through. You can either put it as general delivery at the post office, or have your actual physical address, because your physical address is where these plans are based from. You could have your physical address in one zip code and your mailing address, PO box, in a different zip code. And so we need to know your residence, and that's where the plan is going to be based on. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so we want to know your current coverage, really. We need to know basically what you have to judge it against. That's your current plan, and see if we have other options. I can look at the other options and say, oh, well, I would pick this one because of whatever. But if I don't know what you have, then so we need to kind of flush that out and see what you have. And those specific questions, Medicaid, VA, do you get your meds through VA? Because that opens door for another type of a plan. Yeah, are you still working? Do you have employer coverage? Those are all important things we need to know, kind of where are we at here with your Medicare needs. Um, and then your lifestyle preferences, these kind of things. We want to prioritize to your preference, right? Take that into consideration. And then if there's an issue, then we need to discuss that. But until then, we want to just kind of follow suit with what you've already had. We don't want to make additional changes or sever those doctor relationships if we don't have to, but we may have a hard conversation where it's like, okay, we need to find a compromise, because there's never one plan that's going to be perfect for anybody. It's about compromise and figuring out, okay, generally speaking, given all of these different information, what is going to serve you best? according to your needs and preferences. Okay, and then also it's a financial discussion. This is financial planning. It affects your budget on a monthly basis, and clearly by the end of the year too, you're going to have a certain amount that's been allocated or spent on your healthcare with out-of-pocket costs. So we kind of want to track some of that here, just to give you an idea. This would be a really good place to have that conversation of, okay, what if? What if I had to go to the hospital on this plan? What if it was out of network hospital? Before you enroll somebody, what I like to do anyway is to reassure them, especially if it's in a PPO, that it's like, okay, well, here's the facilities that are in network because there's a huge gap of how much you pay between what's in network and what's out of network in a PPO. In an HMO, it's no problem. You're gonna, it's gonna be lower cost to you anyway, because it's all dialed in. It's all just it's a closed network, right? Okay, so the main piece of this is your doctor's list, a specialist, um, the name of the practice and location. And here's why. The doctors can have multiple contracts, multiple provider groups, and so they may have 5 different offices in your area. Well, two or one or none of those could be in network. So we need to take a look at that. Okay, so your medications, we need the actual spelling of your medications. So have a list that you can refer from and then update it as you go. We also need the dosage, your frequency, and what pharmacy. Pharmacy is not too big of a deal because you can just go to another place. However, there are preferred pharmacies and standard pharmacies, and it's going to affect the out-of-pocket costs of those medications. And usually we can tell, kind of what it's going to be. So yeah, that's all of that. Okay, the next step here, this link is to go to a website. It'll have my credentials, so you can check me out there. You can get in contact with me if you have any questions or whatever. You can also enroll yourself on that. So I know a lot of people are tech savvy. They want to just do all this. They're looking up information now, and there's like, I got it, I got it. I don't want to have to talk to anybody. Let me just do it. And so that's available for you. You can always reach out if you need help, if you get stuck or want to clarify anything, or have me do additional research for you. I'm happy to help. You can also set up a calendar event. So you can schedule a half hour with me. That's the second link here. And then the last link is my personal, business website. So I'll have additional things there. Yeah, that's everything. I just want to kind of go over that real quickly just to show you, hey, if you fill this out and you keep it on your records, you're going to be equipped to make a really good, strong decision either on your own, and the link is provided, or reach out to me and we'll just walk you through the rest of the way. All right. All right. That's it for now. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.